the boys are. What I wanted to see, and this really isn't about individuals, it really is about businesses, but I wanted to see, are there differences? Because people are spending 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours on social media. Is it changing? Is it different by gender or by age? As you look at 2010 and 2011, the patterns are almost identical. Twitter's had a little bit of an uptick. Last year, we had a few people, and this question was, where is your primary network? We asked people, where do you have profiles, and they were all over the map. But where do you really spend your time? And Facebook, last year was #1, this year it's #1. It's #1 for men, it's #1 for women. The differences really come in on the secondary ones. Men are more likely to say that LinkedIn is their secondary. Women are more likely to say that Twitter is their secondary. That actually is kind of consistent with some of the research that Hazel Walker's done. She's got a new book coming out called Business Networking and Sex, It's Not What You Think. And in their studies, they found that, in general, men and women approach networking both on and offline differently. That women tend to be more relationship-driven and men tend to be a little bit more, let's get down to business first. Having read that and understanding that, this didn't surprise me that LinkedIn would be higher for men and Twitter would be a little higher for women. Yes, sir?
What exactly is this a percentage of?
It is a percentage of respondents. So, of everyone who responded in the 2010 study, 50% said, or 49% said that Facebook was their #1, 38% said LinkedIn, and so on. And the reason I do that is because the populations are very different in size, so you have that relative comparison. I took everything to a percent of the population. So of all the men who responded, 48% said Facebook was #1. Of all the women who responded, 48%, 49% said Facebook was their primary. Does that make sense? And that logic follows through all of my charts throughout the rest of the presentation. Hanging with the young folks, we took a look at, does it change by age? As you can expect, Facebook is pretty high for everybody. This was interesting. Now this, I'm going to tell you, this is a really small group. So you almost want to discount my under 25 from a quantitative standpoint. But the fact that Twitter is #1 for pretty much anyone 35 and younger. As I expected, as people get older, LinkedIn becomes a lot more common. Twitter, over 55, they don't get it. I should mention I'm 55. This surprised me. I would have thought that Twitter, in my oldest demographic, would have been higher. It really surprised me that in that demographic, Facebook was what they considered their #1.